Today on Essien Media, we have a very special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Philly Chase.
Hi, Philly Chase. My name is Hunni from EssienTV. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you? Glad to meet you.
I'm fine. Can you hear me properly?
Yes, I hear you great.
Okay, that's fine. Before I start the interview, can I just quickly say thank you for taking time out for us?
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you for interviewing me.
No problem. You're welcome. Right, okay. So I'm going to kick off the interview by asking you to tell us a bit about yourself.
Something about myself. Just personally, I'm a very down-to-earth, fun-loving person. To know me is to love me. I get along with pretty much everybody, and I'm very, very driven and determined, and that's pretty much that sums me up.
And your name, Philly Chase, is that your real name?
No, actually, my real name is Tony. My actual rap name is just Chase. The Philly Chase part was given, through my URL address. So people just call me that because that's where I'm from. But my actual name is Chase. Which stands for cop, hustle, and stack everything.
Okay. How hard has it been to get noticed and to make a place for yourself in the music industry?
It's difficult on one end. It's a catch-22 because, on one end, it's difficult, as far as the work ethic and, really, really getting accomplished and seen and visible. But on the other end, with internet and social networks, it's very, very easy and accessible to get to as far as getting a name. It just takes consistency, hard work. So I'm kind of in between with it. I enjoy the work.
Yeah. Tell us a bit about your album, The Wake Up Call. Are the songs related to each other in any way?
Yeah, actually, the Wake Up Call was just a little tester that we did just to kind of suck a core fan base out of that. We ended up getting over 100,000 followers on Twitter, and Facebook is doing really well. Everything started kind of picking up. My new focus is my EP that's coming up. It's called Flight City, and it's very, very it's a lot more personal, and shows a more vulnerable side of me. Those are the songs that Susan got a chance to hear, and I'm very, very proud and excited about it. And every last song describes who I am.
We really liked the tracks, actually. I had to listen to them, and I was really impressed. So yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Susan sent me the track, and I really loved it as well. I listened to it first time, and then I had it on repeat.
Wow, thank you so much. It's a blessing. And Susan is an amazing, amazing person. I just appreciate her.
Thank you.
Right, so who is your inspiration? Who do you look up to?
My inspiration? That's a good question. I have so many influential people in my life. I will say my father. I really, really respect him, especially, that I'm older and, have my own things going on, and you get out there, you're under your parents, and a lot of times, it goes in one ear and out the other, but, he really took on raising three kids on his own. He has 4 now, but 3 kids on his own, and, that's very rare. He's a pastor as well, and he's very, very supportive of what I do, so he's just a great man. Just all-around great man. Got his master's, going for his doctorates. He's brilliant, and I really respect him, look up to him.
What is your aim in your life, or shall I say your goal in your life?
Ultimately, I want to be able to be a vessel and, the type of person that could actually open doors for other people. I really see this as a stepping stone into a bigger market as far as business. I really have a knack for business. I have a hunger for business and learning. I did go to school for business marketing and management. I did, drop out of college, which I will be picking up again. I had a 3.85 GPA. It came to me easier than anything, and I just want to be able to learn it, own it, master it, and then be able to teach somebody else the ropes to be able to get them to do the same thing and, kind of pay it forward,
That's cool.
So you're smart.
We recently saw on Twitter, you wrote, "Smile, your enemies hate it." So we wondered who are the enemies?
You know what? The more successful I'm becoming, they are actually starting to come out the woodwork. Like, before, I didn't know who they like me. I guess because nobody knew who I was. And now that everything is starting to kind of go better. I mean, cousins, brothers, sisters.
So they're actually members of your own
So,
family.
huh?
So some of them are actually people that you know, members of your own family?
Yes. Definitely my
Wow.
family. You know what's crazy? A lot of people in my family were the first ones, you know, which was very, very hard and hurtful. I'll tell you something, you know, and I'm sure you guys know Susan and yourself. I'm sure you guys know that, you know, pursuing your passion and your dream, you know, you're going to meet people and you're going to lose people. And it is a painful process, but it definitely does give you tougher skin. And you just
Yeah.
have to be prepared for it, man. You want the success, but people don't understand the stuff that comes with it.
That is
You
really
know?
shocking, yeah.
What do you think the
Yeah.
reason is behind that? Is it jealousy?
I really can't explain it. You know, I know that that's probably part of the reason. You know, close friends. You know, you're talking to them, you're opening up to them. Then as soon as you leave, they're talking about you, and it's just crazy. It could be a lot of different things. I just pray for them.
Yeah.
That's all I can do. Just keep on working because I can't focus on that. That'll set me back. You know.
Yeah, yeah. Right, okay, so we'll move on to a different subject. How did Girls Like to Party happen with Second Child?
Actually, it's crazy. I try to sum the story up. I had the track was produced by a digital beast out of Atlanta, Georgia, and the beat was just amazing. So I wrote it, and I actually wrote an entire song to it as soon as I got it. It took me like a day to write to it. And then I just felt like, you know, with the direction I'm going in and the music that I'm doing, I really want to reach to the younger audience. So by chance, a close friend of mine heard my music, never knew I did music, but heard it, and then said, hey, it's these guys Blind Gang, and you need to hear their stuff. So I reached out to them, I heard their stuff, I loved it, and then I just sent them the track, they loved it, and it ended up being the biggest record, you know, that they've ever done. And every time we perform, we hit the TLA and a lot of the bigger venues out here, you know, people just love it. They're finishing their set. I mean, this was a great success, and I'm just looking forward to seeing what comes out of it.
Yeah. What is the song about? Because I know it's titled Girls Like to Party, but is there meaning behind the song?
Yes, it is. You know what? Where we're from, you know, where I am, you know, the party isn't a party until the women get there. I'm sorry, you know. If there's too many men, we call it a sausage party. I don't like sausage parties, you know. So, you know, the women make the party. The women set the tone for what's popular. You know, if the women like the song, then the men follow. They tend to be a little bit more critical. You know, as far as that, the women, they just want to have fun, they want to dance. And every time I listen to music, I hear males always refer women into a derogatory, you know, way. You know, they want to party, they're going home with me, and, you know, I'm doing this, my car is this, and I'm shaped like this. But with this, I want to actually speak kind of from a woman's standpoint. Like if you listen to the verse, and I'm just saying, you know, girls like to party, they want to have fun, they want to get dressed up, they want to get drunk. You know, just basically stuff that, you know, women do that I've observed, and I love it. You know, please continue. You know.
Yeah. Right. So I've got a cheeky question. Who do you have a crush on in the music industry?
Who do I have a crush on in the music industry?
Yeah.
Nobody. You know, I'm more into like everyday
Nobody.
women. You know, everyday. Yeah, huh?
No, I'm quite surprised you said nobody.
Nobody says that?
Well, you know, I mean, it's really your choice. It depends on what you like. I guess I don't think I have a crush on anybody in the music industry, so.
Yeah, I don't. Like, I mean, when I was younger, you know, the typical Holly Berries and all that stuff, until you start realizing, you know, they're just regular people, just like everybody else. They're just successful, you know, and in the limelight. I love a strong, independent woman that just has her stuff together and has her hair right. So I just love everyday women. I'm really not too, you know, not say I'm not impressed by, but I'm not caught up in that. That doesn't really do anything for me.
So what about having a relationship with someone in the industry? Would you prefer to to keep it out of the industry, or would you consider kind of getting involved with somebody in the industry?
I will say this. You know, who knows? Who knows what the future holds? I will say that when it comes to those things, you know, again another catch-22 because you're automatically going to have that part of your life. If you're involved in somebody in the industry, you already know. Look at Jay-Z and Beyonce. You know, look at Nas and Khalees and everybody else, and you open yourself up to that criticism. I would like to have my relationship private.
Sure.
You know, I would like to have my relationship.
Yeah.
I would like to have a private. I'm real protective over the people I love. I don't want anybody coming and ridiculing and attacking them. And, I feel like it's my job as a man to protect them, and I just wouldn't want to leave them open like that,
Sure.
Yeah.
That's understandable. So I'm going to ask a question now. What's the craziest thing a fan has ever done for you?
The craziest thing a fan's ever done for me? There's been a couple, but I know somebody actually got my name tattooed on them.
Wow, really?
Yeah, yes.
My gosh.
Now, I don't know if they so happened to have it, before they heard about me, but they surely made it seem like they just went and actually got it for me. So
that's amazing.
That was wild.
How did it make you feel? How did you feel?
It made me feel. It made me feel scared. So I'm just playing. It was like wow, like this stuff really happens because you're around people and they tell you about certain things that people do.
Yeah.
Hey, I was really really thankful. I just said thank you. I appreciate it. Signed the CD. Did the thing and. It just was like, wow, wow, I really influenced somebody that much to where they felt like they could tattoo my name on their body. It's wow.
That is amazing. Wow. And also, what are your fears? What's your worst fear in life?
I'm sorry?
We want to know about your fears. What do you fear in your life? What's your worst fear? In your mind, what's the worst thing that can happen?
The worst thing that could ever happen is me leaving this earth without having something to leave people, my family, my kids. I've seen so many of my friends get killed and die at 19, 20, 21 with kids, and their kids are there and not even old enough to even really know who they are and know that they died and not leave anything, not a legacy, nothing but just pictures. Like, that mortifies me. I cannot do that. I feel like every day I'm alive, I have to do something to be great and leave an impression on people and for my family to know that I gave it everything I had. So if there's anything, it used to be fear of failure, but hey, listen, in order for you to succeed, you have to know what failure is like. If you don't know what failure is like, then you can't be a success, or you won't appreciate your success. So I just want to be able to leave something, for my family. I want them to know that, I was a great man. I don't want to just be wiped out and,
Yeah, we get you.
That everybody just keeps in their wallet and just, I don't want that. That's my biggest fear.
Yeah, okay. Hunni.
Yeah. Okay, what would you be doing if you wasn't a rapper?
If I wasn't a rapper, if I wasn't doing music, I'm going to tell you, well, at this point in my life, I can say I probably been just in school and, I'm very much into physical fitness. So I was really thinking about getting to be a, personal trainer and, that kind of thing. Now, the old Tony, I've probably been out doing something I wasn't supposed to be doing. So music really, really helped me, and it really, really taught me how to be patient, and understand it. Because I know I wasn't that. I was an actual problem, and music saved my life.
When you say that you're an actual problem, were you getting into trouble with the cops? What kind of problem?
Yeah, just about everything. Robbery, drugs, you name it. It just, just my upbringing and certain things that happen. I know y'all hear this a million times. So that's why I'm more happy that I'm doing better than that my mind is right. Because a lot of people are doing the same things that didn't make it. So I'm just thankful for that. But at that time, I was just a totally different person. You know, I had a chip on my shoulder, and I had a lot of growing up to do. So, yeah.
What are your future plans?
My future plans, as far as like long-term future or short-term future?
Both.
Both, yeah.
Okay, both. Short-term future, I want to get this project out. I'm looking at the first quarter. January is coming. I started circulating my music, you know, like around, you know, the industry and the different people just to get feedback. And it's been nothing but great feedback. So, like January, I'm in the gym every day, 5 days a week. I'm in the gym trying to get in the top shape that I can possibly be in. So by the time January comes, I'm going to start hitting the market hard with music, videos, everything. Revamp website, new photo shoots. Like I want to hit them like I'm starting for the first time. Long-term goals, I plan on either getting some type of distribution set up. I really want to get set up to the point where I can actually bring people in, you know. So that's basically my goal for right now. And, you know, start getting in some serious business ventures and hopefully some endorsements.
Yeah, that's cool. And who do you want to be as big as?
Who I want to be as big as?
Yeah.
Michael Jackson. Listen, I was looking at This Is It.
Yeah.
The other day. I'm such a fan of his, and I'm so upset that I didn't get a chance to meet him, you know, while he was alive. But he was so amazing.
Yeah,
like,
he
he's
was.
the only artist I've been seeing that said that, you know, he wants to make his own instrument. Like, who does that? Like, who says something like that? Like, somebody created the piano, somebody created the harp, somebody created the drum. I want to create my own instrument. Nobody's talking like that.
Yeah.
You know, I know on this side of life, there will never be another Mike. There's no way in the world. But if I could aim anywhere and just land somewhere, I would aim where he is. Like, he's just phenomenal.
Yeah, he was.
Period.
Amazing guy.
Yeah.
It's a huge loss to the music industry.
And to the world.
Yeah.
To the world.
Yeah, to the world. Lastly, do you have any message for your fans?
Yes, I do. I appreciate them. I appreciate their patience. I appreciate their understanding. I appreciate their love for my music. I will say that I'm at a place that I've never been before musically. I really, really, really did my homework. I really, really went underground to come up with the best product that I could possibly come up with that each and every one of us can relate to. And I'm just looking forward to, succeeding on levels that beyond all of our understanding. And I just want everybody to just take this trip with me and just, you know, just strap in and just be prepared for this journey, you know?
Yeah.
Brown skin, brown eyes, tight skirt for them round thighs. Me trying to get with anybody but you, now that's the ultimate downside. Your beautiful face and your body, the truth, I'm digging you. I ain't gon' lie, I must admit it, girl, you can get it. I hope you with it, come give me a try. Wanna speak every time you walk by, but freeze up when I see ya. Don't wanna seem like any of them other guys. If anything, I wanna be the man of your life, stand of your life. Got my role and I'm playing it right. I mean, anybody can make you fly, but them don't be landing it right. I know you want to, won't you come over? What you going through? Come lay on my shoulder and what's we're through. I wanna hold you and make you ask how could you live without me in your life. You need me, I need you. When they see me, they see you. In my reflection, I see perfection. No one can please me like she do. When you gone, I grieve you. I eat, sleep, and I breathe you. And if me wanting you ain't right, that's the necessary evil. Baby girl, you got my heart. You've been there for your man from the start. And every time that she walks my way, I can't help but stop whatever I was doing and just say, there she goes, there she go, there she goes, there she goes, there she go, there she goes, there she goes, there she goes, there she goes. I say there she goes, there she goes, there she goes. Girl, you are my passion. The greatest thing that could have happened in my life, a highlight. You read me, no captions. Got your mind right, you my type. Is more than a physical attraction. You ain't impressed with the limelight, making put down this mackin'. I know you want you come over? What you going through? Come lay on my shoulder. And once we're through, I wanna hold you and make you ask how could you live without me in your life. My other half, she complete me. I never felt so deeply for anybody, not just anybody can treat me the way she treat me. You make love so easy, you follow and you lead me. I know there's 20% to see, but the crazy part is you caught me. Baby